I haven't seen anyone make a video on this yet. And listen, I want you to tell me if you genuinely think this is concerning or not. But this is the British government just published a guide specifically for asylum seekers, explaining what behavior is expected from them while living in the United Kingdom. And a lot of the things that were in this just seem obvious and kind of scary that they even have to be stated. And I think that's kind of my main point about this video. Um, and again, this is directly from the UK government's website. This was published August 19th of 2026. And I just want to go through some of the content in here just to see how insane this is that this even has to be mentioned or explained to people coming into the country, like, hey, this is not okay, or this is what you're supposed to do or what you're not supposed to do. So I just want to kind of go through this, so you guys understand kind of, I think, what the problems the UK is facing. For starters, we have the understanding behaviors and expectations that you get in the UK, a guide for asylum seekers. You are in the United Kingdom because you are seeking asylum. We understand that coming to a new country can be difficult. I don't know why it's misspelled, but and that laws and customs here may be different from your home country. In the UK, there are laws that protect everyone's safety, dignity, rights, and it is important that you understand them because not following UK law can have serious consequences. You could get in trouble with the police, lose your asylum support, or it could affect your asylum claim. This booklet will help you understand what is expected of you when living in the UK. So these are just some of the rules and expectations. They clarify not just for people seeking asylum, they apply to everyone living here. But of course, this is directly towards the people seeking asylum. So it starts off very strong. Gender equality. In the UK, men and women have equal rights. Like, I just really want to preface that we're starting off with, like, guys, by the way, women are, like, treated good here, treated normal, like, first class citizens. And then the very first thing is women can work and earn their own money, study and go to school or university, travel freely, choose who they marry or choose not to marry, make their own decisions about their lives. Now, I just want you to think, and I'll let you guys come to your own conclusion, and maybe towards the end, I'll, kind of summarize my thoughts. But what countries is this more than likely placated to? Who is this talking to? What type of people do not allow their women to travel freely? They must have a man appointed with them. What countries typically don't allow their women to seek higher education, um, uh, earn their own money, do their own, just be free, freedom, basic, human rights? What countries do you think this is kind of speaking to? I guess. Um, Women do not need a permission from a husband, father, brother, or any other man to do any of these things. Men and women are treated equally by the law, by employers, by schools, and by services like hospitals and the police. It is against the law to treat women unfairly because of their gender. Again, this is very obviously speaking to a certain group of people. And again, that's insane that, like, you're allowing these people into your country. You shouldn't even have to say this, right? The whole point of immigration, asylum seeking, um, all of that was to bring people in with like-minded values, bring people in that are being persecuted in their own country for their political or religious reasons, to the point where they'll do anything to get out of there. And they usually are some of the highest parts of society, because when they come into a country, they're grateful that someone accepted them, right? Because they're coming from a country where they're being persecuted or unalived or whatever for who they are, what they believe in. And so, like, this shouldn't even have to be said. But let's continue, because it gets worse and worse. But everyone in the UK is expected to treat men and women equally, even if you are a family member, like husband, father, or brother. You must never stop a woman from working or studying, control what a woman wears or where she goes. Again, emphasis on what a woman wears. Stop a woman from seeing friends or family. Make decisions for a woman without her agreement. So you, again, can't dictate the way she lives. Who is this speaking about? And it goes into, you could, be arrested and blah 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 for breaking these laws, these rules. And then it goes into domestic abuse, physical violence, hitting, pushing, kicking, or any physical harm to, um, just any abuse to anyone. Threats saying you'll hurt someone or making them afraid. Control of behavior, controlling someone's money, where they go or where they can see. Emotional abuse, criticism, humiliation, or making someone feel worthless. What communities can we think of that pressure let's again go back to women to act a certain way, otherwise they're um, punished within the community, maybe not by the law or by the government of the state, but in the community. What societies or cultures does that? Again, just try to think ahead. um so it tells you about, domestic abuse, what not to do, and then this is where it gets even crazier. um so we got sex and consent. Consent means both people freely agree to sex or sexual contact. In the UK, the law is clear and strict. Both people must agree to sex or sexual contact of any kind. This means both people must say yes freely without threat or pressure. Someone can change their mind at any time, even if they said yes before. If someone is asleep, drunk, or unable to respond, they cannot consent. Consent is needed in every situation. This means even if you're married or in a relationship with someone, they must consent to sex every time. Remember, think about what countries a lot of times don't have laws. For example, I don't know, maybe Gaza, where there is no laws protecting married women from rape. There's no law, right? In like Gaza, right? There's no law that spreads over the um, where a woman protects a woman where if she is married, therefore she is protected by rape. It's called marital rape. There is no law protecting a woman from that, and so it's very, very common in places like Gaza for that to happen. And again, this is like when I grew up, and I'll kind of go to the next part in a second. When I grew up, I was never told like, hey son, you can't rape someone. Like I wasn't I didn't have to be told that. I didn't have to be told if a woman says no, it means no. Like that was common sense. That was obvious. I was never told like, "Hey son, women can work." Like the whole point of immigration, the whole point of these people coming into the country is for humanitarian reasons and for because they're going to better the country. We used to take in the highest of societies. We used to take in the doctors, the intelligent people, the people willing to bust their ass off to make it in the country, not people that we had to tell like, hey, by the way, it's wrong to rape women. I just find that insane. um yeah, so there's that. And then the legal age of consent. Again, what countries have a very low legal age of consent? What countries have an issue of underage marriage? Again, I'll let you guys kind of think about that on your own. The legal age of consent in the UK is 16. That means that anyone under the age of 16 is considered a child and cannot legally agree to have sex. Sex with someone under the age of 16 is a serious crime in the UK. There are no exceptions to this rule. Even if they say yes, it is still illegal. You could go to prison, lose your support and accommodation, and it will affect your asylum claim. Again, I was never told that, like, I don't know, like it was wrong for a 54-year-old to have sex with a 9-year-old. Like, I knew that automatically, right? Like, I didn't have to be taught that as like a lesson. I didn't have to have a booklet. I didn't have to go to a government website to tell me, hey, Bob, like it's wrong to do that. So I find this again insane. Again, it goes over to kind of the punishments of what could happen, whether if you break these laws and do not follow consent laws and things like that. It goes into like respect in public. Again, it's just like basic decency. What is expected of you when you're in public space alone or with friends? You must never make sexual comments to someone, even if you think it's a compliment, whistle or make kissing noises at someone, follow someone or block their path, make rude or offensive gestures, verbally abuse someone because of their gender, religion, or how they look. Again, what societies typically discriminate against or threaten, whether that be women, other religions like Christians, like Jews. What societies do that? And again, why are we having to tell a society or a culture or a group of people that we are allowing into Western countries? Why are we having to tell them this? Again, I don't understand that. It's just logic, it's just basic logic, common sense. Um, yeah, so anyways, it goes over that, taking photographs and videos, taking sexual images of someone without their consent, share sexual images without their consent. Again, more just teaching basic consent to grown adults, by the way. um and this is getting help and emergency contacts and asylum support and all into the helplines and mental health and all of that stuff. But I really do think this raises a question of why this even has to be talked about. Like, think about this. This had to be someone took the time to write down that it's not okay to rape a woman. And I just, again, we already have the laws on the book. You're coming to a country. If I was coming to a new country, I'd probably look up the laws on the book and know that this is wrong to do blank, blank, and blank. But some of these things are so obvious that are naturally wrong no matter what society or culture you're in, that it shouldn't take the UK government, the United States government, wherever you live, to tell you that you are not allowed to uh, grape women, to marry, little girls. Like, this is insane. And I think this is something that should really be talked about. So to summarize, to end the video, I think it's insane that we've had these laws on the books. We've had pamphlets on the book. We've had, again, these have existed for a long time. It's not like a new thing in the UK that it's illegal to rape a woman, or that women are allowed to have like full and equal rights, or that women are allowed to like not be forced to wear certain head coverings. Like, this has been a known thing for a long time. And so I ask you, the viewer, a question: why do you think this report had to be, or this pamphlet had to be put out just recently? What was the big push? I personally think it's because of reports like this, and statistics are starting to come out showing that migrants and asylum seekers from other countries, from third world countries, are coming in and doing horrendous crimes. They are not the same. They don't not have the same culture as the West, and they do not understand these laws. And so they had to put this out directly pointed towards them. And again, good that they are. I mean, I'm glad they're doing something. I guess they're putting out a pamphlet saying like, no, it's not okay to rape women. I don't think this will really change anything. I don't think this will help anything, because it's really embedded in a certain type of culture. So I appreciate you guys staying around. Please like the video if you enjoyed. Please subscribe, and have a good one.